Hi, it's T. Carlson here, and today we're going back to the world of Studio Ghibli. I've done a few Studio Ghibli related videos on this channel before, including ranking all of their films and reviewing some of the vinyl record releases that have come out. But I decided I'm going to try to collect the steelbooks they're putting out of the movies. Some of them I think are already out of print and kind of hard to get, but I did just pick this one up at Zia a few days ago. This is Kiki's Delivery Service, originally released in the late 80s, and of course directed by Hayao Miyazaki. I'm going to unbox this release, share my opinions, talk about the movie a little, talk about this release, and so forth. These steelbooks all pretty much follow the same motif. You got the title of the film, Studio Ghibli logo, the director information, a photo from the film. Here, of course, we got Kiki and Gigi on the broomstick and plenty of birds accompanying them on their journey. There's our spine text. Here's the backing card, which lists some of the dub cast. Some of the dub cast in this one include, Kirsten Dunst, who was very young at the time, voicing Kiki, Janine Garofalo voicing a friend of hers, Debbie Reynolds voicing an older woman who becomes a friend of sorts, and then, of course, the late, great Phil Hartman as Gigi, one of his greatest voice roles. And then you got your other information down here. Under the backing card, it's just bare. I mean, this is very disappointing. You couldn't put some other character or element from the film there. Got the Ghibli logo down there and all your legal stuff. Here's the inside of the steelbook. It actually does come with a booklet, which is very nice. If I'm not mistaken, I think the earlier GKIDS reissue came with the same booklet. But right here you have a brief essay from August 2012 from one of their producers. Got some photos from the film as well as an essay here from Hayao Miyazaki from April 1988. We have two discs in here. It does come with, of course, the Blu-ray of the film. And then there's also a DVD. I guess if there's people that haven't upgraded to Blu-ray players yet. I don't know how many of those people there are out in the world today. And underneath we got a nice panoramic shot from the film. You got Kiki on this side and then Tombo over on that side. And I'll read the description of the film as follows from the backing card. From the legendary Studio Ghibli, creators of Spirited Away and Ponyo, and Academy Award-winning director Hayao Miyazaki, comes the beloved coming-of-age story of a resourceful young witch who uses her broom to create a delivery service, only to lose her gift of flight in a moment of self-doubt. It is a tradition for all young witches to leave their families on the night of a full moon and fly off into the wide world to learn their craft. When that night comes for Kiki, she embarks on her new journey with her sarcastic black cat, Gigi, landing the next morning in a seaside village where her unique skills make her an instant sensation. It seems like Studio Ghibli has been doing their thing for just so long now. They put out so many films, and with the exception of a few duds, almost everything they put out is very good. Kiki's Delivery Service, of course, was one of the first few movies to come from the studio, but it still stands tall as one of the best. I mean, it's a simple, to-the-point, coming-of-age story with quirky characters, beautiful scenery, and relatable themes. And that's part of the reason this movie stands strong. One thing that's always impressed me about Studio Ghibli is they've always put out very good English dubs of their films. I mean, this has one of the best dub casts they ever assembled. I mean, Kirsten Dunst, who of course at the time was just a fairly young girl, is absolutely great as the young and confused Kiki finding her way in the world. And then Gigi, her sarcastic, wisecracking cat, is voiced by the late Phil Hartman. Unfortunately, this dub of the movie was not released until after Phil Hartman passed away. It was one of his two posthumously released projects that also involved Kirsten Dunst, the other being the film Small Soldiers, in which he played Dunst's father. And you get a great supporting cast, too, that includes the likes of Debbie Reynolds and Janine Garofalo. Everyone that's cast in this film for the English dub is cast perfectly, but if you're a purist, of course, you can watch the Japanese version with the English subtitles, so I'm glad that you have that option. That generally tends to be the case with anime DVDs, Blu-rays, and so forth, and this is a very well put together package. One of my personal favorites. I'd probably put this in my top 5 favorite movies to come from the studio. Not every movie has to be this action-packed, violent, dark battle between good and evil. Sometimes a simple coming-of-age story that has a light fantasy twist is all you need, and Kiki's Delivery Service, even 30 plus years after its debut, continues to demonstrate that beautifully. From what I can tell, this is the same disc that GKIDS had previously released when they first started putting out the catalog on Blu-ray, and it does look very good. You got vibrant, bold colors and not really any signs of major weakness, wear, softness, or anything of the sort. Because it's pretty much the same disc, you get all the same bonus features as well, and these include some storyboards, interviews with the dub cast, vintage stuff from back in the day, and just a handful of stuff. I mean, it's mostly just like fairly standard EPK type stuff, but we also do get some more in-depth interviews that were taken from larger Ghibli and Miyazaki docs and things like that. So everything in here, I would say, is worth watching at least once. If you're a fan of anime, animation in general, or just family cinema, Kiki's Delivery Service is a great film, and this is easily the best release that it's gotten so far. If you already own the earlier GKIDS reissue, I wouldn't rush out and buy this unless you're like a diehard Steelbook collector, but it is a film you should own in one way or another. Are you a fan of Kiki's Delivery Service, and where would you rank this in the catalog of Studio Ghibli? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, as I'm always posting new videos, and be sure to give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.